All right, so I wanted to go over a few things here. Also, this is like in the back of your motor, where your back of the cams, the opposite side of where the gears are. So you'll see this mark on here on the case. That's your timing mark. The marks on the cam itself, they are very faint. I mean, they're not very straight. Sometimes they'll come straight out. Sometimes they'll come out at an angle, one way or another. But just make sure that you're in like this area here. I mean, I wouldn't vary too far off this, but even if your line is like here on one, here on another, here on one, I wouldn't really worry about it. Just make sure you're in this area right here, okay? And not too much further out of that. And then we're going to go back here to the engine picture just to make sure we're on the same page here as far as number one piston in that. All right, so we're on this image here. Your number one piston is over here, okay? That's number one bank. This is on the passenger side. All right, this will be at the tail end of the car towards the bumper. Bring this piston here up on compression, okay? So as you're bringing your friend or whatever is rotating the motor, you should feel in compression. It's hard to get down to the plug hole and fill it, but you should feel compression come up. And as the compression is coming up, you might take like a wooden dowel or something plastic or something, just so you don't drop it in there. Just make sure you don't drop anything in there. And you'll see it as he's rotating it up on the compression stroke. You'll see here, this is the rod will be coming up, okay? And it'll get to a point where it won't go any higher and it'll actually go down. Well, that's the point between where it goes up and stops and the point where it goes down. That area is the compression. That's the top dead center, okay? So when you see that coming up and it stops and it sits there for a second while you're rotating and then goes back down, that's your top dead center. So you want it at the most point where it does not move up or down. All right? If I explain that, hopefully. But you want to do that just on the number one cylinder. Okay? Number one.